I was accepting the fact that I'm about to go home to my maker. Like, I was really like all in my head, like, hey, what's going on, my beautiful people out there? Before I get into the story time, I just want to wish everyone a happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and everything like that. It's 11 o'clock at night, and like, I just felt like talking. So I'm basically about to share with you guys my COVID experience that I had back in the beginning of this year. So before I get into all of that, make sure that you smash that like button, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can follow me on all my journeys that I'm taking going into 2022. So basically, right, I had contracted COVID back in April of this year, right? My symptoms wasn't really that bad. They were like mild. But let me give you the whole rundown or whatever. So with my job, we have to do this daily health screening. And, you know, like, it started out as a typical day. Like, I woke up, I was feeling fine. And then as the day progressed, I started feeling real weird or whatever. But during all of that or whatever, my sense of smell started to disappear. Like, it started to smell like straight rust. Like, y'all know, I don't know if y'all know what rust smells like, but it was smelling like rust. And it was like really like getting to me because, you know, I'm a smoker or whatever like that. And I was just like, why is it smelling like rust? Like, I still had my sense of taste and everything, but so the day went on or whatever, and I would say around like noontime, I just was feeling really weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to get let go from work early or whatever, because the daily health screening or whatever, we have to basically, oh, have you tested positive, and have you been around anybody, like, have you been exposed? And I'm just like, I'm saying no to all of these questions because of the simple fact is, like, everybody I was around or whatever like that, they didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was good, you know what I'm saying? But the type of job that I work, I have to deal with customers, and they're always up in my face. Like, I'm like, please give me my 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? I'll help you, but we need to do it at a distance. And I always kept my mask on. I always, you know, sanitize my hands, wash my hands, wipe down surfaces and everything like that. So that same night, after getting released from work, I ended up at the hospital because, like, I was just feeling extremely bad. Like, my temperature, like, just shot through the roof. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh my goodness, please, Lord, don't let me contract this virus. Because the whole 2020 or whatever, I went through the entire pandemic. I worked, I was around people, we were masked up, we was gloved up, we was sanitizing and everything like that. And I didn't contract anything, you know what I'm saying? So basically, it just took me by surprise. I'm like, oh, that shit ain't gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna contract that mess. Like, it's a hoax and all of that bullshit. And I was just talking mad shit. So I went to the hospital that night. My sis took me to the hospital or whatever. And I was just feeling real bad. Like my body wasn't aching or anything. Like, I was just feeling bad. Like, I just had it felt like my head was about to explode. Like, it's just hard to explain, but it just felt like my head was about to explode or whatever like that. And so I get to the hospital, whatever, they check me in. They test me for the flu, and then they also test me for the COVID. So the flu results came back negative. Okay, great. And then the COVID came back positive, and I'm just like, what in the hell? So basically, they give me the rules. They tell me to quarantine, stay away from people for 14 days or whatever. And they were telling me that the health department was going to call me and all of that. And they gave me my discharge paper and they just sent me on my way. So I get home, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I was living with my my little cousin. Like, I had let him move in with me. And you know what I'm saying? I had to let him know, like, I contracted COVID. Make sure you just stay away from me. I'm gonna stay in my room back at, you know, I'm glad that the place that I was living in, it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and we just had to share the kitchen. And I'm just glad that he didn't have to come in my bathroom. He had his own bathroom. He had his own bedroom. As soon as I got home, I wiped down all surfaces and everything like that. But I'm not even gonna sit here in front and lie. But the next day, I did have to go out because I didn't have any food. So I had no choice but to go out and get what I needed to get me through the 14 days away from work and away from everybody. And it was like really hard on me. You know what I'm saying? People was like, oh, you're on vacation. Da, da, da. I'm like, I'm not on vacation. I'm sitting here fighting for my life. You know what I'm saying? Even though my symptoms were mild and I lost my sense of smell, I was accepting the fact that I'm about to go home to my maker. Like, I was really like all in my head, like, oh my goodness, I'm about to go home to my maker. This virus is about to take me out and everything like that. So basically, the next day when I went out to get my groceries or whatever, I came back. I did the same thing. I wiped down all surfaces. I made sure everything was bleached. I ain't use no sanitizer, no. I'm using straight bleach, kill everything. You know what I'm saying? I wiped down doorknobs, everything. I would say like the following day, the health department called me and they was basically going over the protocols. When did I start feeling the way that I felt? It kind of threw me off because the lady that was on the phone with me, she was going over the protocols and everything like that. And she was basically telling me, oh, you're clear to go back to work. Now, honey, explain to me, how am I clear to go back to work when I just contracted the COVID virus? I'm in my 3rd day of isolation and you're telling me I'm clear to go back to work? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand that whole process or whatever like that. Like, I was just over her. So I was getting real irritated or whatever because of the simple fact is, if you're supposed to quarantine for 14 days straight, isolation without no contact with anybody, it was just you or whatever like that, why would you clear me to go back to work when I just got COVID? You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. After I had got done talking to her on the phone or whatever like that, and I was just like, hey, yo, I had called up my sister or whatever. I was like, hey, this chick just cleared me to go back to work and I'm the 3rd day in. That don't make sense. So basically, I took it upon myself or whatever, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call my job. And they told me that I was clear to come back to work, and I was like, I'm not coming back to work until after the 14 days is up, because I would feel very bad if I, knowing the fact that I have COVID, transfer it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, And then on top of that, so after, the 14 days went by or whatever, I finally went back to work, thank God, because I was just like, I was sitting in the house bored as hell. The only thing I could do was call people on FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go around none of my family, and it was just like, it was really bad on me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a family person. I like being around my family or whatever like that. I finally went back to work or whatever. The health department contacted me again, and it was just basically telling me, we're not saying that there's a possibility that you can contract the virus again, but being as though you got through the virus, you know what I'm saying, and it cleared up, you have basically a low chance of catching it again. So I was like, okay, so basically I got some type of immunity against it or whatever. And then the whole vaccine thing happened, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I was completely against the vaccine because of I guess it was just fear or whatever like that. I'm the type of person I gotta wait, I gotta see results. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna stick something in my arm and different people was having different reactions. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of scared me a little bit. But at the end of the day, I had to think about my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm being around my mom, my brothers, my sisters, you know what I'm saying? Especially my god babies. Like I would feel extremely like bad if something was to happen and it came from me and I like spread it out to them. That would like completely fuck me up, you know what I'm saying? So after sitting on there, you know, doing a little bit more research about it, you know, I finally had decided to get that vaccine right before I had went down to Florida with my family. You know what I'm saying? We had to take a couple of days, you know, just to get out of New Jersey, just go down to Florida and have fun or whatever. Yeah, I got my first dose in August. And then I got my second dose when I came back in September. And let me tell you, that is no joke. I could not move my arm. The first shot I got, I was fine. I was completely fine. I didn't have no reaction to it. It's just like my arm was just real stiff. You know, you just had to move it up and down, you know, work it out so it can stop being stiff or whatever like that. But that second dose, oh baby, had me feeling like I had COVID all over again. My body was aching. I still had my sense of smell and I still had my taste, but my body was in freaking pain. It was still hot outside. I was in complete and utter pain or whatever like that. I was just real stuffy, like, oh my God, I got COVID again. After getting the second dose, I was at work and I was like, let me go get the second dose right here. I'll be right back. It's not that big a deal. Baby, 2.5 hours later, baby, that fucking pain kicked in. And I was like, oh, baby. Oh, no, I got to go. I need to go home early. But I called one of my coworkers up. He came and he let me go home early. Baby, I got home by 2:15, 2:30. I was in a bed, mind you, in the middle of the summer. It was hot. Well, it wasn't in the middle of the summer. It was like coming toward the end of the summer. But I was hot. I ain't care. I was underneath a blanket every day. I was like, oh, this shit needs to be sweated out. So basically, I was asleep, and thank God I was off the next day. So I was asleep from the time that I got home. I got in the bed at 2:45 p.m. and I didn't get out of the bed until 6 o'clock the next morning, 6 o'clock a.m. I wasn't playing. And when I got out of bed, I felt great. Yeah, so basically that's my little story of me contracting COVID back in April. Because back in April, that's when I was supposed to take my first vacation. Thank God I was able to get all of my money back because I had paid thousands of dollars where I was going. And I was like, oh my God, I just paid all this money and I ain't gonna be able to go. So I called up the people and they refunded my money. I got my money back. And, you know, I just had to, you know, just pray to God that I wasn't coming home to him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not even going to sit here in front. I really accepted the fact that I was about to go home to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But let me do a quick rewind, right? Remember when the pandemic first started, when they first announced it, when they didn't really know what it was, you know what I'm saying? I feel as though that I had COVID in the beginning of 2020. And at the end of January, beginning of February, upper respiratory infection. I couldn't really breathe. You know, I still had my sense of taste and I still had my sense of smell, but my body was aching and I just felt like shit. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't really know what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel as though that I had COVID then. I feel as though that I had COVID in 2020. I had it in April of 2021. I got my vaccine in August and September. So I'm just like, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? That's the end of this story. I hope you guys really sat and enjoyed it or whatever like that. So please make sure that you comment down below, like the video, and subscribe to Who Is DJ, because the more you watch me, the more you're gonna learn who is DJ. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.